Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have two beautiful styles to show you. I'm wearing Harper and the color is Shaded Mocha, and this is Clementine and the color is Caffé Mocha. Both of these styles are synthetic styles by Jon Renau, not heat friendly. And they're not new styles, but they're new to me. And I was waiting for Harper here. She was on back order for quite some time, and I finally received her, and I can't wait to get a good look at her. I did already style Clementine a little bit here, and we'll talk about that later, and we'll do all the styling for Harper together. First, I'd like to thank Shirley's Wig Shop for sending me both of these beautiful styles so that I could review them for you. And to remind you that Shirley has a private Facebook group called Shirley's Wig Shop, Hair's Looking at You Kid. It's a wonderful place where we exchange ideas and information, show off our beautiful styles, or just get to know other wig wearers, and we invite you to join us there. Also, if you haven't done so already, I wanted to ask, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. So as you can see, Harper here is just a beautiful, very sleek, mid-length style. And I think it's adorable and so flattering, and I can see why it's been so popular. I love the little flips here towards the ends. I think that's slimming on the neck. And I think overall this style reminds me a lot of the very first style that I reviewed on my channel, and that was Elle by Jon Renau. And I think that's wonderful to have a couple of options. If, for example, one color isn't available in one style, you can look at the other and hopefully find something that will work for you. We have a few layers here. We have some layers around the face. As you can see, they're long layers. You could trim shorter bangs if you wanted to, but I think I'll leave them this way. I like to sweep them to the side. And other than that, I believe she's mostly one length throughout. So really just a long, very long bob style with some layers in the front. So let's go ahead and we'll look at the details. First, we have a lace front, not an extended lace front. So it runs from, let me remove some fibers there, runs from about here to here on me. You can see that seam just a little bit, but you can obscure that with some eyeliner. And what surprises me is that we don't have any lighter fibers at the front hairline. I've reviewed this color before on Julienne Light, I believe, and on that style we had blonde fibers in the front. Here we don't. If you look very closely, you can see a knot here or there. And then we have a full mono top on this style. Right now we still have that zigzag parting there, and I will want to remove that, and probably I think I'll want to create a left part. That's just what I prefer to wear. So we will do that together, and I think once I change that part, these fibers will fall forward quite a bit, so I will also want to add a little bit of lift in the front with some steam. But let's go ahead, and I want to get a good look at this style from all sides right out of the box before I've done any styling. Here she is from the right and the back. Beautiful movement. And the left. Just a very pretty style. Next, let's go ahead and we'll do a little bit of styling and then we'll steam it as well. So I have my rat tail comb. Let's go ahead and I'll change this part, probably to a left part is what I want to do. So let's go ahead and do that together. I'll just run it down approximately where I'd like it to be. I think I like that. And I think we'll be able to achieve a nice amount of scalp appearance there. I will probably put some scar tape underneath. And I'm going to clip these fibers back so they don't revert right back to the zigzag. I will go ahead and get a good look at that, and then I'll put her on the blockhead and we'll do some steaming. I did play with that part just a little bit more. It looked good. You absolutely could just have a straight left part. Sometimes though, I like for it not to be perfectly straight, and I think that's just a little bit more of a soft look, and so I changed it, as you can see, just a little bit there. But next we'll go ahead and we'll steam this new part line in place, and then we'll steam the fibers up and away from the face on the blockhead. And I like to use a handheld clothes steamer. This is my iSteam steamer that I purchased on Amazon, and I'll leave that in my description box down below. Also, I have a full-length video on my channel all about how I like to steam style my synthetic and heat-friendly synthetic styles, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box in case you'd like to watch the full-length version. So let's go ahead and get started. Be sure to direct the steam at the fibers, not at the delicate lace front or monofilament. Keep your steamer moving. Don't leave it in any one place for more than 3 seconds. All right, that should do it. Now I need to let these fibers cool completely so that the new style can set, and then I'll put her back on my head and we'll see if we like the results. So she's back on my head and the fibers are nice and cool to the touch now. Let's go ahead, remove the clips, and see if we like how this turned out. So absolutely, this is exactly how I love it. Just a little bit of lift in the front to prevent the fibers from falling forward. And I like this new part line. I did add a little bit of silicone scar tape under there, so you can see that looks very natural and my dark bio hair isn't showing through. So I think this works and I just absolutely love this method. Let's go ahead and test it quickly. Once, twice. That's how much the fibers are wanting to fall forward now. Not much at all. And you can easily tuck this style. I love it. All right. Well, next we'll go ahead and we'll look at the cap construction. First, I'll remove the piece of silicone scar tape that I like to apply to the underside of my monofilament to help create scalp appearance where otherwise my dark bio hair might show through the monofilament. I like to use the AWD Medical silicone scar sheets. I purchased them on Amazon, and I'll list that in my description box down below. So as you can see, we have a full mono top. This allows you to part the style center, left, or right, whichever you prefer. And then we have a standard lace front, and it's pretty deep here. As you can see, this is a silicone seam that connects the mono top to the lace. And we have soft ear tabs with metal stays, an extended nape for a bit of extra coverage, and Velcro style adjusters. Then we have open wefting in the back and on the sides, and that creates a nice and stretchy cap. I have a 22-inch circumference. All my measurements will be listed in the description box down below so that you can compare them to your own. And this cap fits me very comfortably. I did check the style for permatease, and there is a little bit of permatease. It's minimal and well done and not visible from the surface at all. So I think it just helps support this beautiful style and hide wefting. So let's get a good look at shaded mocha out here in natural light. And it's a cold day here, so I'm going to make this quick, but I'll read you the description from Shirley's website. It's described as a medium natural ash blonde and light natural gold blonde blend, and shaded with a medium brown. And I think that is absolutely correct. Overall, this color reads warm to me, or neutral leaning warm. And you have the sample from the coloring here shows you that dark rooting, which we have here and in the front, and then you have the more golden, lighter blonde and the darker, more ashy blonde blended throughout. So those are the colors we have in the style. Let's go ahead and look at the details. Again, we have that lace front, and if you look very carefully, you will see some knotting there just because it's all darker fibers in the front. You don't have the lighter fibers. And here's the parting space we achieved, which I think looks really nice and natural. Let's look at her from all sides out here in natural light. We even have some sunlight, so you can see how it looks in the shade and in the sun. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. So just a warmer blonde shade with the 8 rooting, so the brown rooting. And next we'll go inside and we'll look at Clementine. So here we have Clementine in the color 10RH16, also known as Cafe Mocha. And I wanted to let you know, as I mentioned, I did style her previously. I changed the part line and steamed it in place, and I steamed the fibers up and away from the face to give them a little lift in the front on a blockhead. And also, of course, I placed a piece of scar tape under that part line to help create that scalp appearance. So wanted to let you know that. This is just a classic bob style. I'm such a fan of bob styles because you still have some styling options with a bob style and fibers around your face. And yet the length is such that it doesn't rub against your clothing, doesn't create too much friction, so that tends to prolong the life of the fibers. So love a classic bob style. Here, as you can see, we just have mostly one length, straight fibers. You do have a little bit of a face framing layer here, but maybe that's because I parted it on the left. But you can see the shape is really lovely on this one. And let's go ahead and look at the details. So we have a lace front, not an extended lace front. And you can see it ends here and here on me. And I do see a little bit of a seam again between the lace front and the ear tab. And in this case, what I would do is, since this is a brunette shade, I would just take a brown eyeliner pencil and I would just color this so that it matches the color of the hair, of the fibers. And then you can see we do have just a little bit of knotting that's visible in the front. It's not too dense of a hairline, but I do see a few knots. And I was really surprised because I've reviewed the color Tenor H16 before on Selena, and the color looked very different. The application of the highlights, the placement of the highlights was completely different on that style. So I was expecting more light fibers in the front, but in this case, I think it's just a blend of the colors in the front. And then you have a full mono top, and I've parted her on the left. You can see that created a nice parting space. I think that looks really natural. And let's go ahead and get a good look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. All right, so next we'll go ahead and look at the cap construction. First, I'll remove the silicone scar tape. Again, as you can see, we have that full mono top that allows you to change the parting wherever you like within this space. We have a lace front that's a standard lace front, not an extended lace front. It ends at the top of the ear tabs. And we have soft ear tabs with metal stays, an extended nape for a bit of extra coverage, Velcro style adjusters. I left these adjusters where they were, and this cap fits my 22-inch circumference very comfortably. The open wefting in the back and on the sides creates a nice stretch. So I did check this style for permatease as well, and again, found just the tiniest bit of permatease that really helps support the style, not visible from the surface, and also helps hide wefting. So next, we'll go outside and get a good look at this color in natural light. First, I'll read you the description again from Shirley's website. It's described as a light brown with 33% light natural blonde highlights. And as I said, these highlights are blended really well. You can see them a little bit here in the shade, more so than I did inside, I think. Maybe in the sunlight as well, but really blended much more than I was used to in the previous review that I did. And here's the sample from the coloring. Let me turn it, there you go. So you can see there's the darker, the brunette shade, and here we have the blonde highlights. And that is just blended throughout. There's no concentration, certainly in the front. But let's go ahead and look at the details out here. So you can see you have the blend of the two colors in the front. And again, if you look very carefully, you will see just a little bit of knotting in the front because you don't have a concentration of the lighter fibers in the front. And then you have the parting space, which I think looks lovely and natural here with the scar tape underneath. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. So to me, this absolutely reads as a cool, lighter brunette shade. if that's what you're looking for, with just a little bit of blonde highlighting blended throughout. I think this is a lovely color and suits this little bob style extremely well. So next we'll go back inside and go over final thoughts. Both Clementine and Harper are two lovely styles by Jon Renau, made with their synthetic fibers, not heat-friendly synthetic fibers. And there are similarities, but also differences. Harper is a little bit longer, just a mid-length, sleek style with these little flips. Sometimes it seems to want to curl under, sometimes it flips out a little bit. And then you have these layers around the face framing layers or long fringe pieces on Harper. And then on Clementine, you just have this lovely classic bob style. I think it has such a pretty shape. I just love a little classic bob style like this, mostly one length with just a few face framing pieces that are a little bit shorter. So two lovely styles. Both of them have full mono tops and lace front, not extended lace front. And I want to remind you that both of these styles are available for purchase from Shirley's Wig Shop, and I will leave direct links to both styles in my description box down below. Also, I want to thank you for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.